Says we are live. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to my channel, The Reality TV, where we're talking all about reality T realness, okay? And I'm with my girl Kat from season 2 of $1,000,000 Secret, season 2, which I already said. How you doing,
Woo!
girl?
Oh my God, good. I'm so happy to be here. We're gonna have so much fun.
I know. I was so happy you were able to come on. Girl, I was like, y'all are gonna have to forgive me in advance. I literally partied all weekend long. This is like my first moment of being an adult.
As you should. As you should.
Girl, I had a ball.
Good.
Have you ever been to Houston?
No, I actually
Oh,
haven't. I've been to Austin. That's it in Texas, though.
okay, yeah, we're gonna have to party it up out here one day because the
I'll
food is
come.
good, the music, the kicking it, the drinks. It can get wild.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm in.
Well, woman, I'm so glad to have you here. So I know a bunch of you guys came through when we were doing the after show. And somebody asked me who my favorite player was. And, I did share like Miko, her gameplay, everything. But baby, you were right up there because every week I was like, no, she's going to win. So Kat's going to win. She is really. So, how was the experience for you, girl? Now that you've been out of the stag, like, tell us everything.
Well, first of all, thank you. I'm honored to be like, I know Miko's everybody's one. I'm honored to be two underneath Miko. But it was the most amazing experience of my life. If I could go back and relive it 100 times over, I would. I genuinely had so much fun being on the show and being at the SAG. And every single day I woke up just like so thankful, one, to live another day, but two, for the experience and being able to be around that group of people who are on camera and off camera. Everybody was absolutely incredible and made my experience what it was. And I'm so thankful I was somehow picked to do it, because if I like signed up for season 2 and didn't get on and saw this cast, I would be so sad because they're all like the coolest, best group of people ever.
No, I love that you guys have such great synergy, and I'm so glad that you guys found real connections and friendships through this. It's totally possible. I was talking with Lauren and Daisy, and what we love most about me mixed up with our cast is we likely wouldn't have had an opportunity outside of this to cross paths. Like were you gonna run into Kevin and his like motocross? I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah. No,
That
literally. And
the whole
even like
it's
Mama Lauren, I'm equally age difference between her and her daughter, and we're like best friends, like talk
yeah.
every single day. So it's exactly that. I'm like, I don't think I would have crossed paths with any of you guys in real life. So to be able to be brought together and all find commonalities within each other and all literally love each other is the coolest thing ever.
I love that. It really means production is doing their thing. Like the MDS definitely has like secret sauce to it, not
Yeah,
only on camera, but if y'all only knew behind the scenes.
it's crazy. It's so
It's
fun.
it's so crazy. So wait, how did you get on the show? Like what was your process?
So I watched season 1 and loved the show, was obsessed with the show, obsessed with all of you guys. And I've always wanted to do something like this. I just never knew exactly what. Like
Mhm.
I like to think I'm a self-aware person. I don't think I could be going to the bathroom on the beach in Survivor. Like I would be like losing my mind, not being able to brush my teeth after a day. So I don't know if I could do that. And then like Big Brother is such a cool show, but I don't feel like I've been like tuned in enough where like that's like a super fandom show. Like you got to
Yeah.
watch every single season to be on that show. Like the people there are masterminds. So I was like trying to think of one that I think I'd be good at. And I found this one and I was like, wait, this is just like a bougie Survivor. This is exactly my speed. So after watching season 1, I remember I just kept kind of Googling like here and there, like, did it get renewed? And then finally I saw it got renewed and I kept trying to like find a casting thing for it. And I think because of my searches, I got like an ad and it was actually a casting ad for the show. I didn't know that it was actually $1,000,000 Secret because they cast under an anonymous name, but it sounded fun based on the description. It was like a bougie game of lying and deception, like to win $1,000,000. Why would you not sign up for that? So I sent an email to the email that was in the bio and I got an email back and then we had a call and it just kind of kept progressing from there. But it is so funny. looking back, like I think a couple of weeks ago, I went back in my email inbox and was looking at the emails through the casting process. And I remember every single time I got one, I was like, oh, I'm getting cut. Like the responses every single time after the interview, I was like, oh, I didn't do good that time. Like I'm definitely getting cut. And then it'd be like nothing. And then all of a sudden they'd come back and it just like was nothing. And then they come back. And it's so funny to think about. It was just a hopeful side quest at one point in time. And now it's genuinely the most incredible experience I've ever had in my life.
Ah, I love hearing that so much. And it is such an incredible experience. Like, I'm just like you. So it sounds like you kind of sought it out and you were putting feelers out for it. And it's like you were fishing in one area and then the little fish came up behind your boat and got in. Like,
Exactly.
oh, were you looking for me?
Oh,
Hey, girl, hey, don't mind if I do.
yeah. Yeah. It's just the way that it worked out was unbelievable. I'm very lucky.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of our stories are like that. It's kind of like this serendipitous, synchronistic, magical way that we all slipped our way into the stag. And it's so interesting hearing all the stories. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this too. I know a lot of people are asking you about your gameplay and how did it feel like lying to Daisy and being wrong about this or, whatever. But
Yeah.
one thing I want people to understand is like there's complex, full people behind all of these characters. We watch Million Dollar Secret, you're getting characters, you're getting edits and snippets of what Netflix wants people to see so they're entertained. But like you guys have all this other cool stuff going on, and I wanted to get into it.
Yeah. I love that so much. That's such a good way of putting it.
Yeah, there's just so much more to the people. So, what was I going to ask you? So, what do you think in your life has prepared you to be in the stag? Like, what have you gone through, or what experiences have you gone through that makes you feel like, okay, because I did this, I can do this, or this is why I'm good at this?
hmm I love this because I know this was a casting question and I have no
Oh,
idea what I said in that moment. But now, having done the show, there is not one thing that will prepare you for being on Million Dollar Secret or a show like Million Dollar Secret. It is a combination of so many different life experiences that give you tools that you will use in this game. I would say there's pieces I've taken from so many different parts of my life. From I was the manager of the men's hockey team at Boston University, and I feel like that helped me with crisis situations and high pressure situations a lot. I feel like dating a hockey player, every single year I'm on a different team and I have to meet a whole different group of girls and find things in common with them. I feel like that helped me with my social game. Walking into the gala first night, it felt like it was the first game of the hockey season that I do every single year, where I have to meet 14 new people at once and learn about them and find commonalities with them and see if I can build relationships with them. I feel like being a beverage cart girl helped me with my selling skills of myself and my personality and trying to get people to like me and want to tip me in Million Dollar Secret, want to make an alliance with me. That really helped me also learn how to personality match. I mean, when you're a bev cart girl, you're on the golf course, you're getting a whole different range of people who are golfing. You can get people who are taking it super seriously, who are members here. They're here at 7 a.m. every single morning. They want nothing to do with me. They're drinking water. And then we get bachelor parties who this is the best weekend of their life and they want to have a good time. And you literally drive up not knowing the group you're driving up to, and you got a personality match to them. And it made me like a social chameleon. So
yes.
I really, and then I don't know, the deception part, probably just being a menace in high school, sneaking out of my house to hang out with boys and go to parties, giving my parents headaches. That probably helped with my lying skills. Kat, what's in your bag? Absolutely nothing. As I'm walking out and it's like clink, 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 clink.
Yeah.
Dad's like, where'd all my beers go? I'm like, I don't know. So there's not one experience that can prepare you for this. It pulls out life skills that you've used your entire life that you were like, I never knew I was going to need this again.
No, I love that. And so well said, because you're right. It's like this mishmash of beingness. It's what makes you you, but that's like your unique set of skills, because not everybody has that. Like I can relate to a handful of those. I was a military brat, so just like you have to move hockey teams, I had to, from first grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, ninth grade, be like, hi, I'm the new kid. again, like, where do I fit in? What's going on? How are we going to do this thing? And what does the year look like? Where am I kicking it? So it just, since this is such a social game, it helps so much that you've had all of those layers of connectivity with people and how you connect with people. I love to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, when I was doing it, was I like, this is gonna get me on $1 Million Secret one day?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Right. In the chat, they say everyday social situations preparedness. Yeah. And, and it depending on who you are. Hey, guys, they said very well said. Everyone has different things that that they can bring their specialty to this. And I love to see it. So that's perfect and so well said. So when you were, what do you feel like was the biggest challenge for you then when it came to being in the stag? Like, how do you feel? What was the biggest challenge that you encountered there?
Reflecting back, I think something that I could have done better was maybe be more upfront and direct with people, because I took people being upfront as them being a threatening player to me.
Mhm.
Like, I remember gala night, I was particularly intimidated by Casey, Natalie, and Melissa, because
Mhm.
they were very direct with their questions. They were very straightforward. And even like the couple of days next to them, like, we'd sit down next to each other and they would be like, so who do you think the millionaire is? And I didn't like that at all, because at the time I was trying to play a very reserved, non-threatening game. I was trying to give people nothing so that they couldn't run and tell other people, oh, well, Kat said she thinks that Nick's a millionaire.
That part.
That was very intentional. So I think because I didn't want people asking me those questions, I was not asking other people that. I genuinely did not once ask somebody, what was in your box? I can think maybe 5 times, and mostly towards the end, I asked people who they thought the millionaire was. And maybe it would have helped me more to get reads on people, to be like, who do you trust in the house? So I could have had a better handle on who I think other alliances are. Because that's something that's really big in the house, is you have your alliances, or who you think your alliance is. You have no idea what other people's are. I remember watching the show back when Daisy said that me, her, Lauren, and Caleb had an alliance. I was like, this is news to me.
Yeah.
Brand new news to me. I had no idea that you thought we had an alliance. And it seemed like she thought that very strongly. So
Yeah.
maybe me being more upfront, and also, like, not once in the house did I ever say we are an alliance. It was more so like I want to work with you. I want to go to the end with you. So maybe if I was a little bit more upfront, but that's kind of not really my personality. I don't like to pry. And I feel like people would trust me more if I built more of like an emotional connection with them than a give me information and I'll give you information type of connection.
Yeah. I think that's really smart. And it's so funny too. Does this not remind you of high school in a way? How it's like in
Trigger.
5 seconds you turn around and be like, wait, that's what they think, or that's what they said about me, or that's what you're so
triggering. I hate, like, I literally have PTSD from high school, like walking out of the room and a group of mean girls talking about me. And I was like, this was the whole experience.
No, literally the whole experience. There was a point in the game I got so uncomfortable. It's like it's like, I know you guys are all talking about me. You know what I'm saying? I can feel everything going on. And it's such an awkward thing. A lot of the times, we'll see fans and comments and all of these things where people think, well, why did they do that? And why didn't they do this? And I'm thinking, like, guys, you have no idea. 75 cylinders are all running at once in here. And it's so easy to think, oh, you just say this or just don't do that. But you're like, baby, I'm thinking of 45 things right now. And this was the best course of action.
Yeah. And the whole time you're like, I have to remember that every single thing I say can and will be used against me. And I'm somebody that cracks a lot of jokes. I'm like I always have a vocal stim of the day. I'm always making TikTok references. I'm always making Vine references. And I had to shut that off in the stat. That was probably the hardest thing, actually, was me not cracking as many jokes as I usually do. Because that's like how I bond with people, is just like a TikTok trending sound. And I was like, you can't do that. They're going to think it's an agenda.
Yeah. Her agenda, say 5 top 5 TikTok phrases.
Literally. And oh my God, I would have banged that. I would have been like,
I love that. So I love how you talked about too that you connect with people emotionally. So who are you in your real life, in your friend group, in your family group? Like, what's your role? What's your vibe with the people that are closest to you?
I feel like I'm very reliable, and I feel
Oh.
like I'm the friend that like you can always lean on with no judgment. I always
Yep.
try to think of all sides of the story and just like try to help my people. Like I don't care if they're like dead in the wrong. If that's in my girl, like I'm going to support you all the way to the end. But
Hmm.
I really try and hope that the people in my life feel like they can tell me if they buried a body, and I'd be like, "It's okay. He probably deserved it."
Yeah. Tell me what happened. What did they do?
Yeah, that's how I am. I think I have like a smaller circle than most people just because I pour so much into the cups of the people around me, and I like that. I think I'd rather have a few really strong relationships than a lot of surface level relationships. And I think that's also just coming from growing up in Boston. Like we're very real, we're very honest. I was raised that honesty is a form of respect. There's no
Hmm.
southern like backhanded compliments. Like if I have an issue with somebody, I go directly to them and I'm like, let's squash this so we can be good again. And that's just how I was raised. And also, this house made me realize a lot of people are not raised like Bostonians, and a lot of people don't like handling things that way. So that's something I'm learning as I grow up is like people deal with conflict differently, and that's okay.
Absolutely. That was so one of the biggest lessons just in the house and life. And I've had the opportunity to travel. So I mean, we all travel, but just living in different spaces and yes, seeing how different people from different regions and households handle life and what's being thrown at them. And I also like what you said, because I kind of learned this later in life. I feel like at one point I was the girl who had all of the friends. I was kind of known, like, ask Jamie, and Jamie know, Jamie, you know, all these things. But as I get older, I'm like, I think I heard TD Jakes or somebody say this, but he's like, you can only have about five good friends because if you are really pouring into your friendships, giving and receiving and remembering birthdays, if they have kids, all of these details and stuff, it's only about five people that you could really show up for in your fullest capacity to honor as friends. And I think that that's so powerful. It's true.
Yeah, that's so true. Honestly, it's so true. It's hard, but then also it's like a beautiful thing is having friendships where you just understand each other. Like one of my best friends lives in New York and we genuinely see each other once a year and she's still one of my best friends and we don't talk all the time, but we just have like an understanding that that's our friendship level. And I think
Hmm.
like, we're all just such complex characters and have to understand that people have different wants and different needs, and some people don't want friendships like that. Some people only want friendships where you talk every single day. And if I'm in a different state, I might not be able to give that.
Yeah. And being able to honor it and be okay with, however it unfolds, but just being able to respect everybody's perspective, which I think we could use so much more of in this world, especially in social media. I feel like people are always choking comments down if you have like a different opinion or a different way of seeing things.
100%.
And I'm an interviewer. I feel like that's what is special about talking to other people. You're an interviewer. So tell me about some of your shows. I saw Out of His League. I see that you did, it looks like, what was it called? Pre-game live, like an after hockey thing. How did you get into this, and what are some of the most valuable things that you've pulled from people being an interviewer?
That's such a good question. I started interviewing, I think my first on camera position was sophomore year of college at Boston University. I was the ringside reporter for the hockey team, and that was very traditional sports media background. And then I slowly started getting other jobs and other gigs and moving more into the entertainment side of interviewing. And then I started my own series, Out of His League, that is an interview series with women in sports, whether it's a girlfriend of an athlete, a coach, a cheerleader, a dancer, an agent, like any girl that has a game day would qualify for my show. And we would go and just like vlog a day in their life and do an interview with them about how they experience game days. And the whole motive with that was to really inspire the next generation of girls to see all the different ways that they can be a part of the sports world if they want to. It's still a very male dominated space, but the evolution that's occurred in equality for men and women over the last decade has been insane. So I can't even imagine what it's going to be 5-10 years from now. And all the jobs and career opportunities that exist in the sports world now has improved so much. And even like the 8 years that I've been working in it. So that was really it, to show all the different ways that you can experience game day and try to encourage people to do that. And I love doing it so much. And I think my favorite thing specifically with Out of His League, which has taken a bit of a break because of the $1 Million Secret tenure, I was like, I need to separate the two. I can't do all this at once. Like, I will combust. But there's been some messages with some requests to bring it back. So I might be bringing it back soon. Who knows? Maybe after the summer, when we dive back into football season, we'll get it going again.
Yeah.
But to answer your question about what I've learned is just with sports, athletes, and this happens in reality TV. This has happened to us. They're really viewed as characters as opposed to human beings. And it's so easy for everyday people to be keyboard warriors. And if someone has a bad game, like, rip them. And I've learned that wives of these athletes get death threats sent to them because their husband struck out in a game. And my goal with my series and my page was just really to try to rehumanify the people that you're seeing. I think there's been so much progress with this, with the social media decade that we've had, because now athletes have social media and they are having voices. And if they don't want to respond to an interview question after the game, maybe they can post about it on their socials. And I think sharing with fans that the people that they're seeing on TV are normal, everyday people. They go to the grocery store like you. They go to the doctor's office, yearly checkups like you. They got to go to dentist appointments too. Like, we're all normal people and we all experience very normal feelings. Everybody, even I interviewed the 4th highest MLB player in the world. They still have everyday struggles. They still have mental health struggles. Money doesn't fix everything. So I think my favorite part of what I do has just been learning about who people are as human beings and connecting with them as human beings. And it really makes you realize we are all so much more alike than we are different.
Yeah, I love it. And it's so true. And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, the more I talk to people, it's interesting because I would get hired to do tech shows. I don't know anything about tech, not on that level where I should be the one, interviewing, but you meet these people and you just get to talking and you find so much more similarities. And if you're willing to just listen, they'll give you something where you can give them something back, and it just becomes an easy conversation because you're just two humans being there and seeing each other as that. And now you have something to actually offer the audience.
Right. And I also learned that in real life, I know on the show in real life, I'm not a snake. I've had so much insider information on public figures and athletes and their families that I could have leaked for an easy check. And I never have and never will, because they trust me and they confide in me. And having that baseline level of trust with people that you're doing interviews with is everything. You get such a better conversation and story with them if they feel like you're not just using them for views. You actually care to share their story.
Yeah, exactly. It's very empowering too, especially when you can do a good job at it, but that's where it comes from. The root of it is genuinely actually caring about people and where they come from and what they have going on. And I love the angle too, because people do think like, oh, you're just like this MLB wife or this hockey wife, whatever. You guys have money. You don't have any problems. Thinking like, maybe people get sick, people have kids, people have to shop. A household still needs to be ran. I mean, money does assist in things, but it's still just a tool. Like, so how do you feel about social media lately? Like, you kind of touched on it, and I'm a little concerned. Okay, because when I look at the landscape, I came from a world where we didn't have social media. We was outside for real. Then came the YouTube and Facebook, MySpace, whatever, then finally Instagram. And I just feel like people are like low-key unstable. I'm a little concerned for the collective psychosis. Have you seen anything crazy about yourself or unsettling since being on our show, $1 Million Secret?
Of course. I've seen the craziest claims. I'm like, how did someone even come up with this? But I'm like, if someone's gonna come with an insult, at least come with an original one. You know, like if you're gonna come, we call it in hockey world, we call them chirps. If you're gonna come with a chirp, at least be original. Like, don't hit me with the basic stuff. I want one where I laugh out loud and I'm like, that was good. But I think my favorite thing ever is just responding to people, because a lot of times they, again, don't realize I'm a real person and
That
like
part.
this could hurt my feelings. And a lot of times when I respond, I get back like, oh my God, I didn't think you'd actually respond. And I'm like, well, I'm a real person at the other end of this phone who's reading your message. And I'm like, how would you feel? If I
Yeah.
get a really nasty one from a man, I will screenshot it and send it to their wife or their mother or their sister. I will find a female character in their life to send it to and say, just so you know, this is how the man in your life talks to women. That's one of my favorite things to do when I have extra time on my hands.
Oh, I like that, girl. You handled them trolls real good.
Oh yeah. And if I get like a really nasty one, like all repetitive, they go on my story. And then, you know,
Yeah.
hopefully their friends see it, hopefully their boss sees it. You want to employ someone like this? I have never once in my life ever left a hate comment on someone's social media, especially from a burner account. Never have I ever, never will I ever. And also, if you're going to come at me with the chirps, come with your real name, come with your profile picture, and then we can have a conversation.
Yeah, but see, people are not going to do that. And for being an upfront person, I mean, you're upfront, I'm pretty upfront too. It's like I'm the same way. Like, say it with your chest, say it with your name in your face, because you wouldn't say it to me outside. So it's just very
Exactly. And then,
strange.
and if you can do all that, we'll have a conversation. And I
Yeah.
guarantee we'll be able to have a hug at the end of it. I guarantee.
Yeah. And even if we don't, look for me, and even if we don't, we'll still both be okay. You
Mhm.
can be respectful.
Mhm.
Because that's something I really wasn't prepared for. I don't know if I cared so much about being talked about, but I think I do get irritated with some of the things that are so wild. It's like, where did you even get that? Where did they come
Yeah.
from? And you don't even know me. And like you said, I would never in my life watch a show, hop online, search the person, and then just go in like,
And that's why I don't
girl.
get upset, because I'm just like, the people that do that are absolute losers. I would never, ever, ever do that. You have to be such a loser to do that. Sorry, you're a loser.
Yeah, no, sorry, not sorry. I definitely wouldn't be apologizing for that because it's terrible. And I know probably, yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of that going on last season. So I just wanted to see. But it seems like I don't see as much for you guys. I think that I feel like the way they evolved the season, it kind of took away like I'm seeing a lot of people be like, there was no villain this time. Nothing seemed so over the top where
Mhm.
people could have somebody just pick on or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the show did a great job of sharing who everybody is. I thought everybody was represented pretty much the way that I saw them in the house and experienced them in real life. And it's not Real Housewives. It's a competition show with a lot of strategy and gameplay. And I think that is so much more interesting than like, let's try to find a villain to edit, when at the end of the day, like, we want to see the gameplay. And I love that was
Yes.
shown so much more this season, because everybody played like such a strong, smart game.
Yeah, they really did. Girl, I was so proud of you because you had to be thinking in a lot of different sectors to pull off what you were pulling off. But what I liked about your game is that like you never gave up. There was a little part in the middle where your countenance was down. I know you had to send home a friend. It's a mess and it's an emotional game, but you were like, what am I going to do? How am I going to say this? Where do I see this? Who am I going to talk to? Then I'm
Yeah.
going to win again. I was like, my baby girl is going off in here.
Thank
You better
you.
play your game. I was so proud.
Oh, thank you. I tried. And I mean, like, even when I do feel like I was like started slow, like activated in the third episode, and then like fell back off, like that was strategy. I felt like I was trying to make moves, and a lot of people were like, she looks so sad, like she lost her spark. And I was like, okay, that was an act. I was trying to make people think that I was wrong about the millionaire and I felt so bad and that I was an easy read. So that was literally all an act. And I was like, if they think that I'm sad, maybe they won't all go against me. Spoiler alert, episode 4, whole house voted for me. Didn't work. But I kind of was like, okay, I've noticed a trend where the people who are heavily in the limelight and the center at the conversations tend to keep being the ones that are going home, I need to go back into a shadow role these next couple of episodes and kind of just let things play out. Like once I was exonerated in 4, I was like, I'm not doing anything in 5. I don't need to do anything. They know it's not me. I don't need to make any enemies in this game for no reason. And I really didn't like start going hard until I was like, it's an individual game now, which I wanted to do from the jump. I was like, I'll build alliances until we get to the point of I could do this all by myself. Who do I think I can't beat anymore? That's who I need to get home. Not, I promised this person we'd go to the end together. I need to protect them.
I loved when you said that in the game because it does come to that point. You just feel it. There's a whole shift. The game shifts a few times. It shifts when you have that first.
I would say like the shift was Miko's elimination. I feel like the game was literally separated into like kind of cruise control. And then once the main, I feel like it wasn't really shown just like how complimentary we all were of Yumiko's game. Like we all knew she was a strong player. She was able to turn the whole house on Hunter instead of Nick. And that made us all realize she's influential. She has a lot of strong connections. She's smart. So like above all else, yes, she was the millionaire, but that in the house, the decision was she's the strongest player here. Yep. I need to get her out for my own game. Everybody had that feeling. And that is why she went home. That's why I wanted Daisy to go home. I thought Daisy was a really strong player. I thought Kevin was a strong player. So I feel like up until like the Miko elimination, it was all about alliances and I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. And then it just turns into like eat or be eaten.
Yep. You could feel that too. I peeped all of that. And that's just how it goes. I'm so glad that's that social chameleon kicking in you that was able to get you, to the final 4, which is amazing. Mick in the chat says, I was looking at the rules of the show. What would you say is most pivotal to win? Being able to read people, the clues that are given, or being open to work with others? Mm-hmm.
That's a really good question. I think I have a personal vendetta about reading too deeply into the clues that are given. If anybody saw me totally go off the rails, convincing myself it was Daisy, I literally probably would have had a better chance of winning if I just didn't even get the clue, because I was like, when I got that clue, I was like, it could be anyone in the house but Caleb. The millionaire loves fashion and had a clothing store. I literally was like, he's the only one that's exonerated here. So I don't think the clues are that helpful. Personally, me and the clues have some beef. Maybe me and Peter have some beef because what the heck was that clue? Useless. The first clue I got also implicated me. Useless. So that one's off the board. I think something that could have helped me in the game, and I tried to do this, but it's like human instinct to not, is you can't hold a grudge. And I tried not to, like after the whole house voted for me, I was very conscious of like, you cannot hold a grudge right now. And I feel like I forgave everyone but Nick. And it's funny because Nick's like the only one that was really in the clear. Like, yeah, he framed me, but he knew I wasn't going home. But my mind was like, he framed me, he's dead to me. Versus Kat, you probably should have looked at the people that actually voted at you to go home. But you have to be very forgiving and like take each day by day, because if you're not going to be forgiving and let those grudges go, you're not going to have any allies. So probably being able to work with others, but also being able to read people, because you might be willing to work with somebody and the whole time you're sitting there saying you have each other's back, they might be kill shotting you in the night. So reading people is so important. But it's also very hard because these are all strangers. And yes, we get close on the show, but we still don't know each other. None of us knew so many people's jobs and life stories. To this day, someone will say something from the cast and I'm like, you have a sister? And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot you lied to me on the show. But like to this day, I'm still learning things that they told me were lies. So it's hard to read strangers. But yeah, that is the whole game. That's the end game, is being able to read the person who has the money and try to know if they're going to swap it or not. That's what could be the difference.
Oh gosh, hearing all that, it just put me in the stag again. And I think that was it was such a stressful experience, but so exhilarating. And I think that was kind of the thing I leaned on was being able to read people. It's kind
Mhm.
of like almost all I had. I knew I wasn't worried about getting along with people. I wasn't worried about, fitting in a particular way or whatever, but just reading people, I feel like helped my game as much as possible because you kind of learn quickly who I can tell, who can I tell things? Who
Mhm.
can I not? I'm observing people in other conversations. I'm looking at the way people move, the interest. We may not know these people, but there are tells, there are signs, there are feelings, and and so you kind of use that too. But you're right; it's not a place to hold a grudge. We're playing a game, and if
Mhm.
you forget that, then you could also put yourself in hot water. So,
Mhm. And also, confirmation bias is the realest it's ever been when you're in the stag. If you tell yourself that someone is the millionaire, you will find 1,000 reasons to know that they are 100% without a doubt the millionaire. And they will
yeah.
open their box and it'll be empty.
And that speaks to real life too, because we do all of these things are real life things that are like exacerbated because we're in this. But we do that once we make up our mind about somebody or
Yeah.
something or feel some kind of way. You get all the confirmation bias and you think you're right and you head in a direction. And it's so interesting to watch, especially when you're dead wrong. You're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on none of that actually.
Yep. And I picked up on all the wrong things. And Daisy was actually just trying to help me pick out my outfit for dinner.
Right, that part. We kind of learned that. I felt like that after Say Young got voted out. I'm like, okay, guys, look. She'll say it. She'll be like, what does she say? I'm not she said I'm not
I'm not,
something, I'm just weird.
I'm not suspicious. I'm just weird. That
Yeah,
was
I'm just
so
weird.
funny. She's so funny.
And it was so true because and we had to start thinking like that. Okay, come on. We don't know these people. We can't start making stuff up and pinning them to the board and trying to get them out. And they just like to pray over their food.
Yeah.
Like
Right. Right. God forbid they like to hold hands and
mm,
pray.
it's just a little loving Hawaiian thing, not a
Yeah.
not
No,
an
they were like
agenda.
bubbly. The whole house. It's cat. It's got to be cat.
Girl, you did
I'm not
better than
a
me.
morning person, and our reality scenes were early that morning.
I am not a morning person either, but I really was able to pull it together.
Mhm.
But you guys had a lot later nights. I probably would have shined during the night. Like, okay, I'm good. I'm up. But you
Yeah.
did really good keeping yourself together because it's easy to get really pissed off. Like,
Oh, I did. I feel like I feel like I did, but the whole time I was just like, don't make enemies. Don't make enemies. And like I remember the dinner
yeah.
after everyone voted me off, Daisy was like, well, you should be happy right now. And I was like, I'm not happy at all. And I want like the Boston in me was like, she was knocking at the door, like about to go off. And then I was like, Catherine, you just got exonerated. Don't put yourself back on the chopping block. Just shut up. And thank God I did because whew, she doesn't come out often, but when she comes out, she's a fighter.
Yeah. I believe it, girl. I could tell by like your disposition, some of the funny stuff that you put online and how you get it, how you live it. I love the energy. So,
Thank
what
you.
do you this chapter of life, like what do you feel like you call this chapter of life for yourself?
$1 million kitty. She
I
just
love that.
thrives. Like I'm gonna look back and be like, I feel like the show like gave me my spark back. Like I don't know how to describe it in the most twisted backwards way. It helped me regain my confidence as a person. I think that experience is it can be very isolating, but it also
Mm,
can be very empowering if you use it in a way to figure out who you are as a person and the obstacles that you can overcome by yourself when you can't go home and I can't call my mom and tell her, Mom, I had a piece of toast today. Like I had to deal with all of the ups and downs completely by myself in my own room at night. And I feel like it made me grow so much as a person. It made me connect with people I never would have been able to connect with on the real world, outside world, in a very weird, twisted way. It was the most empowering experience for me as an individual person. And I really feel like I got my spark back and I'm like $1 million kitty. Like here she is. She's happy. I think in the show I said something like, I just want to be a very happy Kit Kat. And that is how I remember this whole chapter.
That is so good. I love that. And the Million Dollar Kitty. Yeah, because girl, you got motion and it looks like so much fun. So, where were you before the show started? Because you said getting your spark back. So, were you just feeling like you were stagnant or just not happy in areas or just coasting and not knowing that you needed to be shaken up a little bit?
Yeah, that's a great question. It kind of a combo of everything.
Hmm.
I feel like I was just kind of like going through the motion, like existing, like everything's good. I have so many blessings. I have so much to be thankful for. I have a roof over my head. I have food on my table every single night. I have an amazing family. But at the same time, I'm such a creative person and I've always been driven. I've always been entrepreneurial and I didn't have anything like filling my own cup back up. And
Mm.
I think this experience made me learn like how much I was pouring into other people's. And it's like, okay, but to pour into other people's, you need a jug. Like you need your apple juice jug. And you haven't gone to the store and gotten your apple juice jug in years. You gotta go get a big one. You gotta go to Costco and get a big one and fill yours up. And then we can pour into other people. And doing this, it like I just like refound parts of myself that I didn't even know were gone. I think sometimes it's like you don't know what you have until it's gone. I was like,
Hmm.
I didn't know what was gone until I had it again. When I was
I
there
love that.
making my own friends, I made a whole new friend group for the first time in years. And I got to be super creative and a little deceivious. And it was just, it was just the best experience. And I feel like now I walked out of it like you can do anything. Like 2 years ago, even a year ago, you didn't know you were going to do this. You didn't know you were going to go dive in the middle of a lake and run through a corn maze at 2 p.m. and convince all these people that you made up the best rhyme of all time, like your Dr. Seuss or the Cat in the Hat. Like, and I did all those things. It made me be like, live large, cat. Like you got some balls. You got to go do some of these things. It was like I was a kid again when you think you can do anything and anything's possible. And I got that back. I'm like that adult mindset of like limitations gone. I had it. I was like maybe this is all life is about. And then I like blew the roof off and I was like never mind.
Girl, that is so good. I am so happy for you. And
Thank
that's
you.
something that Chris and I talk about often. It's like the competitions, you get to be a kid again, you get to be present. I mean, that's personally something I love about traveling. I'll go toss myself across the continent or across the water just to like be again. Because, yeah, we're creative people. We're meant to see things and circulate and create and give and take from others and be in community in all these ways. But it can get real humdrum as an adult. You can get stuck in the like, but I'm doing the thing. I
Mhm.
filmed this. I'm going to work. I saw my dog, family on
Other people my
Saturday.
age are settling down, they're becoming mothers. Maybe that's what I should do. And then I'm here like, that's not what you want. This was so fun.
Very aligned for your path. So what do you feel like, do you want to do more? Do you want to get into acting? Do you want to continue to pursue other game shows? Are you hoping somebody reaches out for a specific show? Like, how do you see your path going? Or are you just riding the wave for what it is?
I I'm just like whatever comes my way, I want to say yes to. I'm manifesting it. I'm putting out in the world. I'm like my doors are wide open. Anyone can come. You don't even need to knock. And I'd be open to pretty much anything. Like I say like oh Survivor would scare me, but now I'm like I'm so proud of myself for the things that I did on MDS. I want to be uncomfortable. I grew so much out of my
Yes.
comfort zone that like literally any show. I mean pre MDS I was like the Traders is my dream show. I'd want to do
Mm,
the Traders. I think I would probably have a really good upper hand on other people that or I would have a better upper hand than a lot of the other casts on Traders probably because MDS is so similar and it's so like opposite of who I am in real life to be like snaky and lying, but it was so fun.
it's so
And
fun.
I've always said since I was like 4, Dancing with the Stars. So I'm just gonna throw that out. I know we probably need to do some more things before that, but I think I would have the most fun ever being on Dancing with the Stars. Um, yeah, I'm really open to like anything. I'm kind of newer to the reality TV competition world. I need to like go back and watch like every single season of every show ever.
Mm.
But um Yeah, I'd really be open to pretty much any challenge that comes my way. I did ask Miko when she was here. I was like trying to think of other shows because everyone was talking about like, oh, like what would you want to do? And I was like, do you think I could do special forces? And she was like,
Ooh.
yeah. She's like, you'd probably cry a lot, but I think you could do it. I was like, wait, that would probably be hilarious TV to see me on Special Forces. But yeah, I'm really manifesting like new opportunities. I do love hosting and interviewing. So maybe there's a
Yes.
future there with something. Maybe I'm not going to be on Love Island, maybe hosting Love Island. That could be a dream opportunity. And now I'm at the point where like I'm not scared to put him out in the universe because I learned with MDS if you do that, things can happen. And I know you're very much so about that. Like you tell the universe what you want.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I got on the show. It's interesting because there's this alignment that happens. And I'm still working on it in the sense of it feels a certain way, but I remember, I have my life coaching. I call it self-mastery coaching, now, but I was like, well, I could post until the cows come home. I don't know if that's really going to work. That doesn't sound like a strategy. I'm getting on reality TV. And I feel like when I said it, everything locked in,
Wow.
everything lined up. I don't know what it was. I'm going to get on reality TV. That's
Mhm.
how it came out. And the whole universe conspired to make it happen. My hands
Yeah.
were off the wheel. It's so insane. So it's
It
like when
sounds
you
crazy. And then when something like that happens for you, you're like, wait, why haven't I been doing this my whole life? I should have been like, $1 million. I'm going to win. I'm going to win $1 million.
Yeah, and you know what? I even had a little bit of that going on before, which also kind of made it tough when I didn't go home with it because I was like, oh my God, everything was so aligned except the main part. But that's not even the thing, right? It's everything that happens along the way and the stuff I haven't seen yet. But there is something to be said about conviction and commands. And I'm really big on that. I didn't say, well, maybe if I get on reality TV, I'm gonna get on reality TV. That is how it came out
It's
so
not if, it's
sure.
when. And if you keep doing it, it's going to happen.
It's a declaration and you owe it to yourself. And I promise you, like, I don't know, I met some random girl. The only other girl she was following was this casting person I saw. And this was right after there had been such a pause in the industry because of COVID, writer strikes, like there was nothing
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah.
And I shared this with Lauren and Daisy, but 5.5 months after interviewing, they were like, sorry, we love you, but you just don't fit in the cast, da, da, da. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to take 24 hours to be mad because I
Yep.
knew this was mine. And then, dear, show me the other way then. What else is coming in? Because I know for a fact that this is going to be a thing that happens. And they called me back a week later, like, so who knows what happened? Somebody could have gotten sick. They could have found something. Who knows? But it was just like everything was moving around me to make my
Wow.
declaration realized. And it's just wild how much power we have.
It's insane. That's the thing with adversity is you decide if there's speed bumps or stop signs.
You get to decide. And I get it too, because a lot of us, you go over a lot of speed bumps and you get tired of that feeling and
Yeah,
you want to
and you're
stop
like, I'm gonna
bouncing.
park the car. I need a
I'm
second.
parking, but if you stay in the game,
And sometimes I pull over and I'm like, let me go to Starbucks and then I'll come back on this road.
you got to do what you got to do, but don't let it stop you because look, like you said, it kind of blew the roof off of your mind and what you think is capable. And that's so important for you because you are the author of your life. You're the driver. So you don't want to be thinking on this level. If it's all on you, you're the ones making the commands to the universe or however you don't want it to be small. Like, okay, $1 million next time, let's make it 10.
Yeah. We're like, all stars, multiply it, give it to the next person 10 times. Season 10, we're back, and then the next person will be me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you just never know. It's just so fun. But I love that I feel like too, it's opened you up for like more play and more whimsy and more like wonderment. And we all
Yeah,
need
which is
that.
like who I was growing up. Like I was always doing the sports. I was doing theater. I was doing acting, and it literally like unlocked all my favorite things that I had growing up that I just stopped having time for because of like school and work. And I'm like, wait, this like is who I am to my core. And I think that's why it was such a fulfilling experience for me because I got to do all the things that I loved doing growing up, just in like a different setting with way higher stakes than like what was our soccer team called? Like the Fireflies, winning the Fireflies. Like when I was 8 years old, it's like, oh, you could win $1 million.
Yeah, exactly. You're not taking home a little plastic trophy this time, babe. That's like
No,
life-changing money.
I did though. I did leave MDS with a participation trophy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. They
Like
need
I
to go
didn't
back
make the
and
podium. I just got a participation trophy.
hey, but out of thousands of people, there was only 26 of us, so I'll take it. Listen,
No, wait, that's so crazy to
isn't
think
that
about.
crazy?
Yeah,
Only
I also found
26.
out, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, I wasn't even supposed to be on the cast. I was an alternate.
Yeah. See, but
Found that out
see?
after the fact. Like I fully got flown out to Kelowna
Yeah.
as an alternate. And I wasn't
Wow.
supposed to be on all the obstacles. Like I'm like, it doesn't even make sense how I got here. But somehow I did.
I'm telling you, and that's what I want people, you guys watching, to be inspired by your own life. I feel like, again, back to the job, school, we're all doing what we're supposed to. But I'm
Mhm.
such a rebel against that. And I've been doing a whole thing with my coaching called the identity shift because we get so caught up in the things we need to do, we forget who we are. And every time we go out, we keep getting these memes and these boxes and these conversations that tell us what we should do, what we shouldn't do, when we should do this, what it needs to look like. And you're hearing it subconsciously. So you find yourself moving, thinking you're doing the right thing,
Mhm.
not realizing you're not even being the little girl in the Fireflies. That's who you are.
Yep.
And it's okay to take that to different arenas, but you never want to lose that because on that journey, on that ride is all the stuff for you.
Mhm.
Alternate or not, baby, that was for you. Done
Yeah.
and done.
I think that's why it was such a wonderful experience for me because it reminded me of that. Like it smacked me out of the everyday routine that I've been in for so long and was like, you're bored. Like the universe was like, Kat, you're bored. You're bored. And now I'm like itching for the next thing.
Yeah, show us your colors again. So we have this is a great question. Being that you guys have experience with these shows, would you be open to creating your own show or writing for existing shows? That's fun. What do you think, Kat?
Definitely. I don't think I'd be a good writer because I was very unscripted and unfiltered on
We're the
television.
unscripted type.
I don't know how you write, but I definitely, oh my God, I would have so much fun like creating my own show now. I've talked to our producers about it. I'm like, wait, can I come back for 3 as a producer? Like, I was like, I'll be you guys' assistant. I'll just bring everyone's coffees in the mornings. Like, I just want to sit and watch it all unfold. It must be magical to be on the
Magic.
production side and see a show like this come together. Like, we joke about the night that I went rogue and made up a fake clue and made up that I had immunity and told this person that. And like, they've joked that the control room was just mayhem because they were like, what is she going to say next? We have no
Oh
idea.
my
And I'm like,
gosh.
jokes on you guys. I didn't know either.
I love that for you guys too. I meant to touch on that. You guys had so much more abilities than we did. I was like, man, if you guys are going to let us do all that, it would have really been a wild ride. But I know that we were the first season, so they kind of wanted to see what it was and whatever. But I'm so glad you guys got to play because I don't feel like some of us got to like play that much. It's almost like you toggle from defense and offense depending
Yeah.
on what type of situation you're in. But I would have loved to just like throw some stuff around. Like when me
I
and
literally
Kid,
just got creative. I was like, let's spice things up.
yeah, let's
Added
spice
some
things
sriracha.
up.
I was like, let's spice things up in here. But that was all like everything that I did was because of you guys. Like it was because of your season. Like that night making up that immunity was because that was the trophy room when Sydney got immunity season 1. So like the reason me and Kevin were like going at each other's necks to get that immunity was because we studied season 1. We knew Sid got immunity that episode last season. And we thought everyone else was going to have that same mindset. Like, even if I didn't get in,
Perfect.
I was going to be like, whoever's going in there has immunity. So that was like a study from yours. And then when I got a clue and I didn't get immunity, I'm pretty sure I said to Peter, like, are you kidding me? Like, there's no immunity. Like, I was like, I thought we were boys,
Like,
Peter.
come
Like, what are you
on.
doing you so dirty? But that was because of you guys. And like me clocking Caleb in episode 3 was because I studied season 1. And I was like, every other time somebody had something, like Peter announced it. And like, that's why I clocked Caleb
Mm.
over everything else. So it was, you guys were the blueprint and it might have been tougher, but know that your game was appreciated from me and the rest of our cast because we really got to study. And I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine what season 3 will do if there's a season 3? Like they're gonna be maniacs.
It's gonna be so fun. Yeah, and that's what it's all of it is very maniacal. Even being in the back, I know the producers are back there,
Like,
like witches with a cauldron. Yeah, like let's throw some of this in there and see
I
what they
love that. And
do. Like,
I like now I've gotten to talk to them about some of the stuff from the show, and it's just like, oh my God, that must have been like they just wake up and they're like, okay, we're gonna organize a challenge today. They have no idea what's gonna happen, who's gonna win when they get the clue, what they're gonna do with the clue. Like it must just be so fun. It's like you have like a blank canvas in front of you and you pick the colors and then like the universe just throws a painting on it. And that must be so fun to watch.
yeah, I hope they put you on because honestly, you played such a good game. I feel like you had an understanding of it that they should throw you back there. I think that'd be just not only a cool experience, but who knows, girl? Maybe you find yourself producing on one of these shows in a few years or next year. Like, we don't know, but I think you being immersed in that world, especially with the experience you already have with interviewing, might really be something sick. You'd be right alongside Amy with the coffees, like,
Oh my
okay,
God, that would be so fun. I've told her that. I'm like, Amy, let me be your
yeah,
assistant. I'm literally every single morning I'll be there early with your coffee. It's basically like I'll be cast care before production. Like I
yeah,
will
so you
just
can
sit
have the
with you
fly on
all
the
day.
wall.
Like I will shine your shoes. Like just let me have a headset, please.
I'll rub your shoulders, I'll brush your hair. I just need the
Like,
headset.
exactly. Like I will hold the phone while you FaceTime your kids. Like you don't even have to hold them.
I
I'll do
love
it.
that.
Please just let me backstage.
No, you need to. I could see that happening for you. So we'll revisit this and talk about all the things that came into fruition
Yes.
from the stuff that you put out there because I have no doubt. And I
That's
think
so sweet
too,
of you.
yeah, I would I don't feel like I would write a show either, but I would love to I feel like I could produce a show or at least
You're
come up with the
producing this
concept.
one, and this
I
one's
know.
amazing.
Thank you so
You're so good
much.
at it. She's already
Thank
doing
you.
it.
True, right? So I think I could put something together that I think would be fun, but I definitely would want professionals around me to
Mhm.
like, I don't have everything nailed and I'm not going to pretend like I do. So we
You're a
have one more.
one-woman band, and you're killing it.
Yes, girl. Thank you so much. And I know you know what it takes because I know that editing for your vlogs are no joke. The
Yeah.
editing, the sound, getting the story together, making it entertaining, delivering something that the person you interviewed is going to be happy with. You want the
Mhm.
audience to understand. So
Running the
it's a lot.
socials.
Yeah,
It's a full-time job.
it really is. So we need to get paid the big bucks.
Yeah,
Another million.
exactly, exactly.
Let's see. Listening to you two explain the contestants' interaction aspect of the game puts me in the mind of generals preparing for war or coaches devising a game plan. Very strategic. Yep.
Yep.
I
It
mean,
is
war
like
sounds dramatic,
something
but it
like
is.
you walk out to like the nicest battleground you've ever seen with the fluffiest pillows with feathers all in them and very cut corner bed maids and you're putting your armor on and mine was just lip liner.
That part, but it almost makes it more scary because you're like, this little sweet girl next to me with her perfect lip liner is like, she's about to kill me,
Fucking
literally.
double barrel kill shot me. Pow.
Yeah, like, girl, we just had a great dinner and a mimosa. Like, why are you?
Yep.
You don't, you look so unassuming. So
So
it's
true.
almost like a worse playing field.
But that's how I honestly that was my mindset in the game though. I was like, all's fair in love and war. Like that's why I left with like no enemies from gameplay. Because hey, I would have done it if I had the chance.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the last things I'll ask you here is, are you hoping to be an inspiration or how are you enjoying being an inspiration in the work that you're doing, how you showed up in the game, how you're carrying out the friendships?
Oh, that's so sweet. I wouldn't consider myself an inspiration. I think in the work that I've done with Out of His League, the whole reason I do it is to share the stories of the women that I'm interviewing because I'm so inspired by them. And I think they have such
Mhm.
incredible stories. And I just look at myself as a like someone holding a megaphone, like they're talking, and then I just come up with a megaphone so a few more people can try to hear them. That's just how I look at that. But for the show, I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if I want anyone from season 3 to say that I'm their favorite. If I see that there's a season 3 and I go and read the cast and someone says I'm their favorite, I'm like, oh, they're gonna be messy. That's how I'm gonna look at it. I'm like, oh, she's gonna cause chaos in the house, which
Perfect.
entertaining, right? But I'd be like, oh, might have not won.
Yeah, but at least it was entertaining. Like you could have won though. Do you know what I mean?
Thank
Like I really feel like that's what it's all about. And I like your season 2 and the way you played because you have to have audacity. You
Yeah.
can play not timid, what is the word? You can be careful, but you also have to get your hands dirty. And that's something you did really well. You leaned in when it was time to lean in, you leaned back, you like, so yeah, I think you'll have a lot. You're probably a top favorite. I think I see that a lot too.
Thank you. That's so sweet. It's just so funny, like watching back because I'm like, I don't even recognize her. Like I didn't know I was capable of these things, and I'm watching. I'm like, oh my god! But that's what makes it so fun. Is it's not real life, so you can be somebody that you're not at all. And it was like I got to like almost like I was myself, but I was playing a character of like a devious me that like I would never betray my best friend in real life ever. But in the show, anything for a check.
We're doing it for the check, guys. Anything for the check. But shoot, with you saying that, like now it makes me think, okay, instead of writing or produce a show, I would love to act. I think acting, I think that would be so fun because then I think I could really bring essence, me and all my antics to a character. That sounds fun. Maybe acting.
Daisy. That's she knows everything about it.
That's
She would
right.
be a really good person to talk to. That's also why in the house I thought like she threw out that she used to act. So I convinced myself she was a professional actress that I was like, oh, she's got to go. Like she'll be a whole new person and we don't know.
Yeah.
So I thought she was a big threat because I was like, she acted. Like she knows how to.
But she acted, guys. Like she's an actress.
She's literally an actress. Like this is all improv for her. So I was like,
she's got to go. She's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that blue shirt she's wearing? She's wearing blue, guys. She's got to go.
She's got to go. She's got sus. I'm so sus. But that's why I thought she was such a big threat because in my head I was like, she's a professional actress.
Yeah. So
that's the confirmation bias. I mean, she was like she did do acting and she's an incredible actress. But anyways, that's why I thought she had to go because I was like, she's gonna beat all of us. Pictured, she was like my sleeper. I've been asked that, like, who do you think could have won? And I think of like the back half people, like I think Daisy, if she made it to final 3, I think she would have won. I think Miko would have won if she made it to final 3. I think Hunter probably would have won if he made it to final 3. Those are like, it sounds so crazy, but if Daisy didn't get out when there were still 6 people left at that dinner, I was like, she's going to take this whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's crazy to say because it's like, well, wait, wouldn't you pick someone who is in the top 3? And I'm like, I just think she'd be so good in that last box swap. That's like what my mind goes to. Isn't even the second to last game. I'm like, who can play that absolute mind manipulation game of the box swap? And like those 3 are probably my picks for, I think if they made it to final 3, they would have taken it all.
I 100%. I'm going to have to side with you on that. Specifically the box swap, because there's a whole nother game that needs to be played in that room. And if you don't get it right, it's like, who gets that close to $1 million cash in their hand, like right in front of their face?
I don't know. I do say I sleep better at night coming in 4th than 2nd or 3rd. Because
that's amazing.
I knew it was just down to memorizing items and then like swapping or not swapping a box, like I would not be able to sleep at night. So I'm like, I can sleep happy at night knowing I got voted out because I was a threat and that's okay. But coming in 2nd or 3rd, God bless them. I would be so upset.
No, you know what? You might have something to that because I think there was one official elimination after I left. Mm-hmm. Anything too close to that, like if I would have switched the box and it wasn't, girl, I still think about things that I could do different. And our show aired a year ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about the rest of my life. Imagine getting 2nd. Like I can't. And also, like, even like the challenge, like the Final Four challenge was 2 people. I still help myself to sleep at night. I blame Caleb. I still blame Caleb. I'm like,
It's fine.
I wasn't good at the puzzle, but you can't build a puzzle with pieces that don't fit. And I've told him that 1,000 times. And I'm like, if I made it to the next round where it was individual and like I had to eat all the blame, that just must be a tougher pill to swallow.
Yeah.
They are
Anything.
second and third place, tough cookies. Power to them. I couldn't do it.
I would have passed out. And then
I think
probably,
the
yeah.
boys too, like I'm pretty sure they said like they had to like ask producers for like napkins to like wipe their hands because like Caleb and Nick were sweating so bad.
I just can't imagine like the stress is too much.
No.
So yeah, that was a good point.
That's actually the funniest story ever. Was my Lim was that morning and I left and probably like finished filming all my exit interviews and went back to the hotel probably at like noon. And then I was just waiting for them to get back because I knew they were wrapping that night. And I'm like waiting for them to get back to the hotel. And I'm like, I'm gonna find them, like who won. I'm sitting there. And I every time I heard the elevator door open, I whipped my door open and it opened and it was a random person. But I look down the hall and I see Mama Lauren with like a luggage pulley cart and she has a hat on and she just walked into her room. And I was like, oh no. And then up the elevator comes Cowboy Caleb. And I'm like, Caleb! And he's smiling cheek to cheek. He's got his hat on. He runs over in his boots. He picks me up. He spins me around in the hallway. Reeks of some whiskey or something. I'm like, you did it. You won. And he goes, and I was like, what? Who won? And I just see the door right behind him open. Peeks through. Handsome Nick, smiling cheek to cheek, just looks at me. And I just go, you motherfucker. And ran up to give him a hug. And I was like, congratulations. But that's how I found out who won. It was, and the funniest thing ever was I technically wasn't supposed to see any of them. Like they're like, Kat, you weren't there. You're not supposed to know. There was not a chance they were keeping. I literally was like, they can deadbolt the door. I'm getting out. I'm figuring out who won tonight.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. I saw Caleb and the way he ran up to me and picked me up and spun me around. I was like, you won. You did it. And then he just goes, and Nick peeked out and I was just like,
oh my God.
And we had a great night. We celebrated Nick, hashed out all the tea, found out about the hot tub scene that none of us knew about. It was really fun. That was like probably one of my favorite moments in the whole house was just that last finale night of actually getting to like connect with them and be like, I lied about this. I lied about that. We got added to the group chat with everybody else. It was really fun.
Oh my gosh, I loved. Did you find out anything else? Like, what's one thing that you found out that you didn't know that was a surprise to you once it was revealed during that conversation?
Well, the biggest thing was the hot tub scene. I was like, you and Miko had a steamy hot tub scene while I was in bed. Like, I would have come. I was drunk that night. Like, I legit was in my room just like singing. I would have loved an invite to that. Hearing that Caleb like flew in on the water plane was cool. Like he got like an alternate entrance. What else? That's such a good question. Because it's so crazy when you're in there, you miss so much. Like I remember one of the things I was hearing their strategies was super interesting. And also like when I left, I didn't know Caleb was a millionaire. I remember leaving and hugging our producers bye and I was like, who has it? And Amy was just like, and I was like, there's no way I'm leaving and you're not telling me who has it. And they were like, we're not telling you. Like, wait till the show airs. So hearing that Caleb had the money that last 2 episodes, I was floored. I did not. When I left, I was convinced Nick had it. Wow. So that was very surprising to me. What else? Finding out that Lauren kind of led the charge on voting me home episode 4 really surprised me. I didn't know that she was like headlining that. I think it's more so just like about like the alliances and the strategy. Like Nick and Miko, I had no idea they were like as tight as they were. I had like an inkling, but like just hearing like the extra scenes they got and stuff. I was like, what? That's insane. I'm trying
Right?
to think. I feel like there was like another one that like floored me that night that I'm trying to think of. I think I was probably the most floored that there was a hot tub scene, and I was like, and I got a bedtime, and you guys got a hot
A
tub
hot
scene, and
tub,
where was
yeah.
my invite?
Yeah.
Oh, and
I was
I asked Nick and Caleb like a bunch of questions about when they were the millionaires, like how that worked and like how they talked to Peter and stuff because like I never got the money. So I was like, how did you get your agendas? What were all the agendas? And they were
mm,
telling all that was really funny because it's like when you watch on TV, it's all so obvious.
it
And when you're in there, everything goes right over your head. But I was very, very happy because I learned that only one agenda was done on me the whole season and I clocked it. So I was like, that makes me feel good. That
that's
made me feel
good.
that's like the one horn toot I'll do is I didn't get no caps, I didn't get clothespins, I didn't get missed on a high five. I only got the cowboy hat and I clocked it. So I was like,
Yeah.
that feels good. Like I wasn't totally oblivious.
Good for you, girl, because I was like, they should have titled me Millionaire's Little Helper. Like,
Well, like that I've said that about like the Caleb following Kevin around. I'm like, if that was me, I would have been like, what's up, cowboy? Like I literally wouldn't have even thought two things about it because I would have been like, oh, we're besties now.
yeah,
And I'm
that
just
was
like a clingy person in general that I probably would have loved it. And they were
that
like,
was
wow,
so
kid's a
funny.
cat. She won't get irritated. Give him to Kevin.
Kevin
Also
was so
that night,
irritated.
like when we got added to the group, that was tea. We got added to the group chat and it was an Instagram. I don't think they knew we could go up and scroll in old messages. So there was some tea in the chat. And I was like, whoa. And I got out. Like Daisy and Kevin were so mad at me. They both thought that I was the millionaire when they went out, when they
Oh
went
my
from
God.
6 to 4. They were fuming in the chat, saying that like I played them like a fiddle. And they told everyone I had the money. And I came in the chat and was like, no, I didn't. Like, I've never seen the money, guys.
Dang.
Oh, also, something that really surprised me was I found this out when I think I found this out like when Miko got the money. I didn't know, which is awful. I didn't know that producers do not pick the millionaire. It is randomly selected. I thought only the first millionaire was randomly selected and then production picks the ones after. So when we got to like the third box opening, I remember a producer came in my room and we were just chatting and I was like, I really thought I proved to you guys like I'd be good at having the money. And he was like, Kat, what are you talking about? And this was right after episode 3. I was like, I just feel like I showed you guys like I can game. Like I think I'd be a really good millionaire. And he was like, Kat, we don't get to pick. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, we have to randomly select it. Like it's equally, everybody has the same odds. There's a lawyer in the room. Like we do not get to pick. And I was like, I had no idea. And I
Yeah.
literally you're like complaining to him, like, I wanted the money. I thought I'd do good. And he was like, okay, but like you weren't the name that was chosen.
Yeah, I think that's good. I did hear that last season, like that they have lawyers in the room and they're really strict about that and picking. But it's also interesting because it all plays out so well. It plays out so well that it feels like it's intentional,
Yeah.
which I don't think is bad either,
No, and
depending
that's
on like I
probably
don't
just like
yeah.
the editing is like so good. But yeah, I thought the first one was random and then they got to pick after that. So that's a good insight for the fans because the fans that are like, it's scripted, it's produced. No, it's not.
It's
I
not.
promise you because I was pissed that I didn't get picked. And then they were like,
Yeah.
there's nothing we can do about that, Kat. And I was like, oh, I just wasn't lucky that time.
Yeah, same. That's how I felt. I was like, "Oh, I never really had a yeah, there's so many of us who didn't get the money." And of course, again, like I said, season 1 was a redo, but I mean, the initial whatever.
Yeah.
But I love too, I guess how season 2 when they're picking random, they put because I mean, I'm assuming they didn't do that for season 1, but they must have put Caleb's key back in the bag.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm thinking back, before that they weren't doing it. But I don't know.
I don't
Because
know.
yeah.
I don't know this. I would assume whoever the current millionaire is, they pull it out. But yeah, they put them all back in because everybody else has to have a random
Yeah.
draw. But yeah, that was kind of like a common theme of ours was like whenever the money moved, we're like, well, there's one person who we know it's not.
Right.
But yeah, they put it back in. And that's so crazy when you do the math. It's like Caleb was a millionaire for half the show.
Yeah.
He was the millionaire for 4 out of 8 episodes.
It's insane.
Insane. 50% of the show. Like
Yeah.
that's a fourth of the entire MDS catalog. That is
Yeah.
insane. And I, of course, like now season 3 will have it better if there's a season 3 because they've seen it. But like I watched season 1, no one got it back. So I'm like, there's no way. Like in my head, I wrote him and Nick off towards the end. I was like, what are the odds they get it again? So small, right?
Did not see that coming.
But I am, for the longevity of the show and me being at peace with losing, I am happy that that happened because I think as a viewer, you're not going to be bummed in the future if like your favorite gets the money too early. It's like Nick and Caleb both could have gotten it again and won, which is crazy. And it's good because I felt like after watching season 1, I was like, oh, if you get it early, you're toast.
Yeah. And it all just kind of like depends on how you play it.
How you play it. Yeah. If your alliances really have your back, whatever it may be. The stealing the money was crazy. I just wonder, like Nick, like I was like, did you die when you got your agenda and the reward was not moving the money? Like he had to be like, what?
Moted. Thrown off, moted, beat red, because he gets beat red in the face when he's caught up.
He's like, I don't think the money's moving. And then when Peter said it got stolen, he was the most surprised one in the room. Like I made a joke about it. I was like, literally no one was more surprised than you that the money was moving.
Just to let you know, we clocked all that.
He was floored. It was that was so good. We also had a whole showdown, like the last dinner. Me and Nick.
I heard it got pretty heated.
Yeah, it was tea. It was like we were like, because I thought he had the money at the end.
And you're fighting for your life to stay in the game. That's all you have to do is stay there to increase your odds to take home $1 million. So yeah, it gets hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did, but in a respectful way, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Totally fine now.
For sure.
It's all fun and games.
Just take her out to eat, Nick. We'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. He took me on a boat, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, that looked like so much fun. I'm so glad you guys got so much time together and are being intentional about doing it because there's only 14 of you. Nobody else has ever had this experience and it's special, it's different, it's unique. You kind of need the support. Like I know that was good for me, Kyle, Chris, and Sydney. We were like, let's get together towards the finale. We just need the support. We need each other. We miss each other. Like it was worth it.
Nobody else understands. Like you can tell your family every single detail, but they still don't understand what it was like. And they're like, why are you so close with these people you only knew for 4 weeks? And it's like, I can't explain it, but we're family now.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. So one quick question before we get out of here. What sign are you?
A Pisces.
A Pisces? And do you know your rising and your moon?
Oh, shoot.
That's okay.
I think my rising, is a Scorpio. And I think my moon, I think it's also a Pisces.
I could see that. That's why you got in that water, girl. You was like, I'll dive to the bottom and get everything down there. I love the Pisces.
Throwing me in the water. They were like, get in there, Kat. You were born to do this.
I love that. That's good. I can see that. So your birthday just passed then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm like, oh, we're getting up there, kitty.
You got a lot of time.
A lot of time.
There really is no up there. I always get shocked. My birthday's coming up. I'm going to be 44.
Diva. Wait, what a good number though. Those have to be the numbers.
No, I love the number. I'm so here for it. And I'm not shy about sharing it because I want people to know, yeah, when I was like 29, not only did I think I knew it all and had it all together, but 40 something sounded like by then I'll have done this. You just start to make up all of this stuff and then you think it's so old and whatever. And you get here and you're like, oh, I'm just getting started actually.
I'm a
Like all of
sponge.
that was cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm new. I'm brand new. I'm a baby.
That's why I told myself, I'm like, I don't even remember anything before I was 10. So I'm basically 17.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Girl
So
math.
yeah, girl math. So I always make sure to share, yeah, you're nowhere near up anywhere. It's
What
just
would
another
you tell
number.
27-year-old you?
Mm, 27 can be tough, right? Because depending on where you're at in life, it's when most people go through that dark night of the soul. It's a real identity shift where you go from who you were raised to be, and now you're finding out who you really are in the world. So I think I would tell myself, um, hmm, I would have asked myself to let go of some of the roles I was given earlier. Because funny thing, before filming MDS, I feel like I went through the final boss with my family. So I had a big falling out with my family right before going on the show, which is crazy because we don't do that, right? And I'm a military kid, so it was just all of us always moving around together. So we had a pretty tight knit family. It was just us five. But the minute I stopped the people pleasing, playing the role as the eldest daughter, always being the one to put my little feelings aside because they're younger, and it just always kind of felt like it was not about me in a way where it was like healthy because I was the oldest. You kind of get the oldest daughter thing. So 27-year-old me, I really would have liked to have let go of more of that because it was holding me back.
Mhm.
The ideals of you know, my dad's values and standards, we're not, I respect him, but we're not the same.
Mm.
So there's like, it almost felt like I had like a leash for so long, and it wasn't entirely bad because I was still being myself, but there was still like this leash of what you're supposed to do, you make sure to be like that. You don't want just too many rules, and I'm not that.
Yeah.
I'm really not that. So that's what I would have told my younger self. Like, girl, let all of that go. You are a woman in the world now and you're making your own way. So it's like trailblazing with a leash. So you feel that unnecessary pull. And
Mhm.
it caused some distress, probably, but I learned and I grew, and here we are. We're alive.
And you
Everything's
came out
fine.
stronger. Wow.
Yeah. And you
That's
get to
good. I
learn.
needed that. Needed
Hmm.
that, Jamie.
Yeah. Set yourself free, please. There's not, and the only person who's going to be mad at the end of all this if you don't do things your way is you.
So true. That's so true.
And it's not worth it.
Mhm. Because
You
it's your
were,
life.
yeah, you were designed the way you were designed for a very specific reason. Trust
Mhm.
that, like, to the fullest. And now I found ways to like balance that because for 1 minute it was like, I will tear this whole house down. Don't play with me. Do not play
Yeah,
with me.
yeah, yeah.
But now I'm like, I can use my words a little bit differently. I don't have to fight so hard for it, but that was my journey. That was my battle. Everybody has but once you learn, it's like you get another level of power and strength because it's like, this is what I will do. This is what I won't. This is what I will accept. And this is what I'm not.
Mhm.
If somebody's angry about, you watch your delivery, but I'm living my life and I know I deserve that. And I make space for everyone around me to do the same. Because to me, that's what makes life beautiful. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
my little speech on that.
I love that. Oh my God, thank you.
Yes,
Needed
girl.
that. Needed it.
I love this. I'm so glad you found time to hang with me. It was great connecting with you. I know you got travel coming up, but I'm glad we got to have this conversation.
Oh, same. Oh my God. Of course. Schedule cleared for you. Always.
Thank you, Boo. And I'm sure hopefully at some point we've all been talking about it, but we get to see each other in person, like to
Yes.
just key for a minute, like
Have to.
$1 million secret style.
Yep. Done. I'm pretty sure the Chateau Okanagan is expanding. So I think we might need to just do like a season 5. Everybody comes back.
Yeah, it would just be fun. And even if it's not the show, what do they have on Love Island? They have Beyond the Villa. I think they should
Yep.
be on the Stagus. It could be fun.
There, Beyond the Stag, I can't even, as somebody who's witnessed an ounce of Beyond the Stag, everyone's jaws would be on the floor.
It would eat down.
On the floor. It literally goes from like a competition show to like the biggest, like it's like Real Housewives of the Stag. It's insane.
People have no idea how
People have no
truly
idea.
interesting everybody
No
is.
idea. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
Beyond the Stag,
crazy.
crazy.
All right, you guys, comment on it and make it happen. Tell Netflix we need Beyond the Stag because you want to know all of our business for real.
You do want to know, I'm telling you.
You really do. It's insane and I love it. Well, thank you so much, Boo. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a Million Dollar Secret fan, be sure to share this, or if you got anything from it, like, comment, subscribe, all of the things. Make sure to watch season 2 if you haven't. We gave you tons of spoilers, but it's still good TV. And if you haven't seen season 1, do that also. And that's it. That's all. Make sure to follow Kat. Do you want people to follow you on your YouTube? Because it's pretty good. What do you got? TikTok?
Yeah, at Kat Ellis, KATELLISSS on Instagram and TikTok. I think it's Kat Ellis on YouTube.
Done and done. We'll see you in the ethers, girl. Have a great trip, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.